Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Stock Marketing Show. I'm Scott Briard.
I'm Kelly.
Briard,
yes, I'm still Kelly Briard, 21 years later.
Let's make sure we establish that. Welcome to another episode, and we are going to go back and discuss social media again because I am shocked with the amount of public company websites I've been to lately where they have links to their social media accounts and nobody is posting, and still shocked. Any thoughts on why?
Well, there could be a number of reasons why. First of all, when you have someone in your company that is posting to social media, maybe that person left and nobody picked up the ball and ran with it. It could be that they lost the password, lost the access to the account, either maybe because somebody left or because they didn't record it and can no longer access it, don't understand how to access the account. There's a variety of reasons why. Maybe they just simply forgot. It's entirely possible.
But if you're a CEO, if you're in IR, if you're watching this, you're an executive of a public company, go visit your website. In fact, go visit your website on a mobile phone because you'll see if it's actually looking properly.
It's a whole other kind of show.
if it's mobile friendly. But go looking for any social media icons. Usually find them in the footer, you'll find them in the contact section. And go and look at all of these because you would be surprised. I'm betting right now with the hundreds of websites I've visited in the last 2 to 3 weeks, I would say half do not have social media. And I'm baffled. I mean, we're talking about billions of users on these platforms and so many that are there in your target market of investors for whether you're in mining, you're in health, you're in tech, you're in cannabis, I don't care where you are, these are your investors, and it's shocking, isn't it?
Well, I mean, it's you've got a company that people are obviously interested in because they're following. You mentioned there was a company that had 20 some odd thousand followers on Facebook.
It's ridiculous. And they haven't posted 2 years. They haven't
Right.
posted in 2 years. Active news releases, active project, they're in mining. 24,000. If I was to call the CEO today and go, listen, can you imagine? 24,000 people tomorrow can learn about your company in your most recent news release. He or she would probably say you're full of crap. There's no way. And it's sitting there. It's their Facebook account right now.
Yeah, so in that situation, it leads me to believe that the person 2 years ago that was in charge of their social media either no longer works for the company and maybe took the access with them. It's possible that that person is, generally speaking, social media tends to fall to the IR person. It doesn't always, but on a general level, it will generally fall to the IR person. And maybe they're really busy. Like if they've got a lot of projects on the go, if they've got a lot of shareholders on the go, if you're not really into social media, it will be like the very last thing that you ever want to do. That's like me with cleaning anything. Right. I hate cleaning. I will literally do almost anything else in the whole world before I will pick up anything and start to clean it. So sometimes social media...
Challenge accepted.
So I hate cleaning. Sometimes, you've got someone who doesn't really love social media, and so it ends up becoming like the very last thing on their to-do list, and they're like, 4:30 on a Friday, no more social media. So that has a tendency to happen as well. Oftentimes what I hear is that person no longer is with the company. Either A, that person's not with the company, so therefore nobody picked up the ball, or B, that person's no longer with the company and they took all of the credentials with them, which is also something I hear on a fairly regular basis.
Right.
Both of which, I can fix. It's somewhat harder to get the credentials back, but there are ways to be able to reset the account. So I can certainly help out with that. But, if worst comes to worst, you can always create an account. But make sure that those links, sometimes I click them and they're dead links. Going back to what you were saying, I dealt with a couple of companies this week that have gone through like a name change 2 years ago. And the social links across the bottom, they lead to like a broken link. It doesn't work anymore because they've changed the handles to reflect their name change, but haven't changed the actual links on their website.
And it's shocking to me. You go and look at companies, $50 million market cap, $100 million market cap. You go to their website, and when you click some of these social links, it brings up Wix or Squarespace.
Yeah.
So you're so good at being a CEO of a public company that you've created a multi-million-dollar market cap, but you didn't go back and check your website to see if the links worked, or you hired a company that used Wix or Squarespace, and nobody ever populated the social media links. Like, it's absolutely shocking. I will go out on a limb and say companies pay $1,000 plus to disseminate a news release. I believe they have more ability to get that news release seen by consistent quality social media posting to all platforms than they do to throw the cash they throw at Cision and Newsfile and all these dissemination services. And they discount the fact that I believe social media can get them more eyeballs than a news release dissemination service.
Right, which leads us to, I think, our next segment here, because we have been up to some new and great things. We post to social media for public companies. That's sort of our bread and butter. That's what we do, and we do it really well. So currently right now, our clients are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Those have been sort of our 5 big platforms. We post every week without fail, whether you have news or not. Our clients, that's what they get. Recently, we have upped the game just a little bit.
Right. So we realized TikTok is all the buzz. And sure, it started with some guy on a skateboard singing a great Fleetwood Mac song while drinking Ocean Spray, and he's now a millionaire and made himself incredibly famous.
Before that, but
I think it came out in 2016, and it's getting so much buzz because the U.S. government can't figure out if they're going to stop it or not stop it. They're not going to stop it. It's a multi-billion-dollar publicly traded company. No government's going to shut this thing down.
Well, there's a lot of people who make a lot of money. Like, some people, that is their entire...
Completely.
Like, that's their entire revenue stream. And like, their income is derived from being TikTok famous.
Right.
For a government to decide to shut down that platform, that's like the government deciding they want to shut down WordPress.
Right.
Like, it doesn't, like, I can't see it happening.
China and politics and other things are involved. But let's get back to where we're going with this. We want to go out and check out whatever platform matters most to public companies. We did it. We've gone the gauntlet. Twitter, and then with YouTube and YouTube Shorts and Facebook, and then into Reels and Stories and Instagram, LinkedIn company pages and articles. We know social better than anybody knows social in this industry. And then we went, well, what would happen on TikTok? And I think we have more impressions on TikTok in the few weeks, maybe months that we've been there than potentially any other platforms that early in the game for us. TikTok is huge for investors.
I have one client, they've just come back on board. They sort of took a little bit of a hiatus for about a year. So a lot of things have changed for stock marketing in the past year. And we, sort of ramped up their social again. So they had a news release. They came back on board. We posted it to their Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube. And then I also created them a TikTok account, which was brand new. It was created in the one day that they had their news release. I posted a single video. Which
no followers.
No, stock marketing was their only follower, but
right.
But they had no followers, they had no nothing. And it was a brand new account. Now I realized that the algorithm dictates that it will push a brand new account to people who they think might be interested just to get you some followers, which, thank you. But it was a brand new account. There were no, other than stock marketing, there was no other followers on the account. And within, I would say 4 hours, I wouldn't even say it was the whole day, it was like that afternoon, after I posted that video, had almost 1,000 views. And it had some likes of people, random people that I didn't know who they were. That 1,000 views on that 1 8-second post was more impressions than Twitter and LinkedIn combined for that particular post on that particular day, for that time period.
Right.
Now, not to say that, you've got Facebook, you've got Instagram, you've got Facebook stories, you've got YouTube Shorts. We ran the gamut there, and so once you spread that over a few days, it will kind of even out. Mm-hmm. But off the hop, that particular post is now sitting at, 1,500 impressions or something along those lines, or 1,500 views. So TikTok, although, there was nobody in there doing a dance or
Right.
whatever.
We post professionally for the company.
We do, yeah. It was
Right.
just, it's a video. It's an MP4. Just, short little 8 seconds. Here's our news. Here's our information. Little call to action. But yeah, I mean, I was surprised. And our clients, we've been consistently posting to TikTok. We post every week on TikTok for all of our clients. And there's no there's no fun little dances or little memes or anything like that. It's a professional account. It's a business account, but yeah, it's a good thing.
So I think those that are skeptical need to realize that there are major companies. I mean, every major brand is already on TikTok. Now, if we can get public companies on there, these impressions are not children flipping through, because the algorithm inside TikTok is better than any algorithm sitting inside Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. If those that are pausing on finance posts that algorithm and their computer, their eye can determine people are pausing, watching the full video, then they're going to feed them more videos of the same content. Mm-hmm. So I believe we are putting out financial content. The algorithm is going to pick it up, and it will earmark your content to go to those that are looking for more financial information, public companies, shares, stocks, that sort of genre. These companies with these news releases that we're posting to TikTok, they're getting the correct eyeballs. And it's something I've never seen growth this fast. And I think TikTok, it hasn't caught the user rate yet of Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. No. They got the 1.6 million users in 2023, and they got 1.9 they determined they'll hit, and they'll be second behind Facebook at the end of this year. So this is not a social platform to ignore and assume that only you're hearing your kids or your grandkids are using it. Investors and an older demographic with the funds to be buying your shares are there.
It's interesting you said that it should be second in behind Facebook. Facebook, has always been that giant that has the most users. Right now, YouTube is second to Facebook.
Right.
So that's an interesting statistic there. And I've noticed that there's a wide variety of public companies that are not posting on the regular to YouTube. All of our clients, they get a short, and when there's a news release, we actually post that video to YouTube as well. We do a lot of other things with YouTube. We've bought very heavily into videos, but yeah, it's TikTok's been fun. It's a deep hole.
Right. We've almost got all of our clients up and running.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, so it's a process.
Right. So if you are one of our clients, get ready. You'll be on TikTok, and soon your kid or your grandkid's going to come and tell you, hey, we actually saw it. And then your investors are going to come and say, wow, you're on TikTok. We're addicted to it as well. And I think you're going to be surprised at the amount of outreach, engagement, and impressions that we're going to get with that content.
Right. I mean, it is 2024, and you can't just put your news release on your website and then just hope that somebody random is going to come by and just read your news release on your website. You need to, put your news release and project it out into the world. And the best and easiest way to do that is by social media. So running the gauntlet of all the platforms.
And remember, you're not an expert. We've had some CEOs and those that have hired us for companies, and they've said, I'm only on Twitter, so just put our company on Twitter, and that's because I'm there, and that's where we want to be. And
it's their poison.
Okay, but no, wait a minute. Let's get across all of the platforms to capture every demographic, right. And it's shocking that people just get themselves stuck into what they think is correct. Right. But that's why we're here.
Everybody's got their poison.
Right. So go to your website. Make sure your links are working to all your social media. And make sure somebody in your company is posting. And if they're not, well, call us. We'll make sure you are. And check out TikTok. It's capturing every age group, every genre, every demographic, every gender. It's capturing the world right now. So go have a look and throw terms in there like stocks and finance into the search, and you're going to be surprised the amount of public companies that are posting information.
Or people that are investors that are posting about what they're investing in, talking about your company already. They're already there talking about you. Might as well be a part of that.
Awesome. Great episode.
Great to talk to you again, Scott.
Awesome.
I don't see enough of you.
Everybody, thanks for watching. Have a great day.